Okay, so here we are. We have learned a lot of different things. We've learned all the notes on the keyboard. We've learned our major and our minor chords. We've learned some basic rhythm techniques. And we've also taken a look at the sustain pedal and how we can use that to help us smooth how we transition between chords. So in this last video here, I want us to look at how we can put all of these things together so you can start practicing, and also if you want, you could start playing songs. So we're just going to look at some basic practice techniques here. The first thing that I'd love for us to look at is let's just practice going from one chord to another chord. And we're going to do that in time with our metronome. So we're going to play one chord, we're going to let it hold out for 4 beats, then we're going to switch to our next chord. So for example, we're going to use a G major chord, and then we're going to go to a D major chord. So I'm going to play my metronome, and again, I'm going to play on that first beat, let 4 beats go by, and then play the first beat again with my D chord. Here's what that sounds like. In 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I've done there again is I'm just really focusing on, okay, I've got my chord. I want to make sure that I have my next chord shape ready to go before the next beat comes down. And while I'm in that transition, I want to make sure that my sustain pedal is held down so that my notes carry over even when I lift my fingers up. So there's kind of a lot of things that we have going on here, but as you practice this, it'll become more and more automatic for you. Let's take a look at another example. What if we want to try playing these quarter notes? That's every beat. And we want to use 4 different chords. Let's say G, D, E minor, and C. So now we've got a lot of moving parts here. We want to make sure that our sustain pedal is held down. But when we change each chord, we again want to remember we got to lift it up real quick and bring it back down. So let me show you what that might sound like. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you could just do that over and over and over again. And you could also change the order of the chords. You could go E minor, D, C, G. This is what's so fun is you can change all these things out. Now, one more thing that I want you to think about too is we've been doing a lot of work with our right hand, but all these things can also be done with our left. You could do both hands together. So for example, I could play my G chord in both hands. And this gets tricky because there's a lot of fingers to keep track of. But this is a really good thing to practice. And so again, get that metronome going and just try, again, different rhythms, different chords, different hands. Put your hands together. And then also keep in mind that we want to have that sustain pedal, keeping the transitions from chords nice and smooth. So again, all these techniques are endless. You could practice these 1,000 different ways. So I hope you have a lot of fun with that.